just figured I'd let you guys know why
Of course.
that was not changed.
Depends on which watch or clock you look at. So we get started here.
I
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Good morning, one and all. Gentlemen, had a chance to look the agenda over?
Yes, I did. I'll make a motion to approve the agenda.
Second. Been moved and seconded to approve the agenda. Call for vote. Primer, aye.
Seaman, aye.
Beershank, aye.
How about the minutes? Now there's two
Motion to approve the
sets.
minutes.
There's two sets. Is that for both?
The second one.
Okay. All right. This would be the regular board meeting.
Yeah.
Okay. Got a motion on that one.
I'll second it.
Okay. It's been moved and seconded. I'll call for vote on that set of minutes. Primer, aye.
Seaman, aye.
Beershank, aye.
How
I'll
about
make a motion on the first set of minutes on December 2nd.
second? Okay, and I will second that.
Okay.
Okay. Moved and seconded. Call for vote on that. Primer, aye.
Seaman, aye.
Beershank, aye.
Any questions on the claims?
No. Make a motion to approve the claims.
Second.
Okay. I'll call for vote, but I do want to ask the sheriff a question.
Yes.
Okay, I think I'll do that right offhand. Have you gotten any further with providing one of the old cars for county employees to use?
I have one ready.
Okay, all right. We make that known to all the department heads? Okay, very good, okay. Now I'll call for a vote. Okay, Primer, aye.
Seaman, aye.
Beershank, aye.
Thank you.
I'll make a motion to approve the ARPA.
The ARPA claim,
Yeah.
I think that's just one of them.
Yep, for the Outcat project, Ralston Construction for $39,811.40.
40 cents, yeah. Okay.
Second.
Okay, that's been moved and seconded. Call for vote on that. ARPA funds, Primer, aye.
Seaman, aye.
Beershank, aye.
Do you have
Yeah, if you have copies, cool. Whoever needs to, whatever works.
it? Just go straight to Tracy, correct?
Yes. And then I just,
These are the order of the agenda for that.
thank you.
Yep. I'm just doing what I was told.
Like you, Maggie.
It just says the chair has to sign. Or
You're the liaison for
liaison, sorry.
the
Oh.
conservation.
I don't remember what it was, yeah. It was liaison.
Is this on the community block grant?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Number 6 and number 7, it's signatures in order for us to get,
The GAX is attached to that, Tracy, don't worry about that. She needs all that information. And I can sign on behalf of.
I figured that was, okay, thank you.
Yep.
This is just to state that we followed procurement standards to get the grant, or to get the contractor, and then ECOG certification that we can get reimbursed from them. So,
So who should sign it? He should sign it.
Well, if you're the liaison,
I think, well, really, I think any supervisor can sign it, but the last email correspondence, they asked for, I feel like they asked for Tracy's, the vibe that I got. But Primer can sign it,
as
doesn't.
long as anyone can sign it, you got
Yeah.
both bases covered that way.
Perfect.
Okay, so need a motion to approve the signing of the certificate of compliance
Right.
for,
It ain't really smart if I make a motion to sign it
I know,
myself.
I get it, and I will make that motion that you sign it. For this is the procurement standards.
Yep.
Okay.
Second.
Okay, that's been moved and seconded, and I'll call for vote. Primer, aye.
Team and I.
Burshake, aye.
Okay. Now this, I'll also make a motion that we authorize your signature for signing of claims, the certificate for claims.
Second.
Okay. Call for vote. Primer, aye.
Team and I.
Burshake, aye.
Did we do it right?
Yeah, I think so. Thank you.
Do you want to pass that packet back to me, Tracy? I'll sign that GAX form for her then. I just figured that way it's all complete in
I
here.
appreciate that, thank you.
So is this kind of new?
This is
newly
the
developed
Atkins,
block grant?
this is the Atkins tree canopy grant.
Okay.
We'll just have
Okay.
pretty regular signatures that we need
Sure,
for
sure. Okay, thank you.
stating, we want the money back.
And I think Gary initialed those.
Yes.
Didn't he? There's these. Good. Give you a chance to get caught up here.
Oh, I'm just signing, it's fine.
Yeah. Do you have some handbook changes?
I do not.
I was asked to present that.
Okay,
So I have old version and the updated version that has been talked about over and over and over again.
thank you.
Yep. Thank you. And it's not anything new or drastically changed. If you look at the new version of the back, a group of us met again just to say, hey, is there anything else we want to address before the supervisors approve it for the new year? And those are just the 3 highlighted sections. It was just little catches, that stuff that we'd already talked about, we were gonna make sure it was in there. Like adding e-cigarettes as a smoking device, that is what was brought up. But yeah, the old versions are that first packet, and everything that's new is in the second.
And it's also highlighted.
Yes.
Correct?
Yeah. Because I think you've seen these before, the highlighted version is what you haven't seen. So I guess there's just 2 sentences that have changed from that. So then it would be going into effect as of January 1st. And then it was my understanding that all the department heads were to get their staff's corresponding vacation days to Nancy by then, so that when they hit their anniversary date in 2025, we can double check the math and make sure everybody's good.
Gentlemen, do you have any questions?
Just so it's covered.
No.
I'm just listing them dental.
What's that, Gary? Nope.
Might as well.
I think we've been through this pretty much, with the exception of what she was talking about, the back page.
All right, I'll make a motion.
Oh, wait.
What?
One good point was brought up on the new version under 4.3 sick leave. Just this is like a minor thing that we just,
4 point what?
4.3.
Sick leave?
Sick leave.
Yep, the second or third, I guess, it says illness, injury, medical, or dental appointments. It should probably have vision in there too, since we're listing out dental.
Okay. So add vision.
Yeah. That was a good catch, Martin.
The other question that I just started talking to Shelby about and was talking with my office, we right now with the donated leave portion define catastrophic illness as a period where an employee or employee's immediate family members would be away from their normal schedule for more than 30 work days. I don't know where we came up with work days, but I would define that as 6 weeks or more. Particularly right now, if you were to take a 6-week period between Thanksgiving and Christmas, that becomes 7 weeks versus 6. Should this just be calendar days, or should it just be an extended time that might be general, that a department head could use loosely? Let's say you've got an employee that's going to be off 25 work days, but doesn't have enough paid leave time to cover it. Are you open to allowing their fellow employees to fill that gap? Or are we limiting this donated leave to only thing that's major? I'm not sure if that's ever been looked at real hard, but it came across my brain last night rereading this. Granted, we don't have a majority of department heads here now. Looking at Ron's brain's wheels just churning in his head. I know that's, I think, been in there from day one when we added this section, but I don't know how it came about. I don't know where anyone really uses work days as a definition. I mean, when you say, you see the number 30, you start thinking about a calendar month. I don't know that you look at it as a work week. Or work days, let's say, you know. Most people are not working a 7-day work week continuously, you know, but.
Is donated leave, so that's something you guys were gonna, I don't know where you guys are at on your handbook, but I brought up a suggestion to Julia, because this donated leave, I know I support the donated leave, but I think we've had catastrophic things happen in the past where someone loses a loved one close to them, and I feel like the definition of the 5 days of bereavement is there. I brought up to Julia, and I didn't know if this was ever brought up to department heads, can someone like myself just say, hey, I want to donate time so they don't have to worry about coming back? I don't, someone loses a husband, wife, child or something, can I give them time so they can take time needed in those special circumstances? We're a small town community. I want to support my fellow employees and say, hey, take the time you need. So is donated leave something that we just need to put pause on and talk about department heads? Because I know I talked to Julie about that, to discuss that with department heads and see what we thought about that. I mean, is that something that you guys need to discuss further, just to, I think, if we have something that happens quickly.
Right.
It's a lot to expect someone to come back to work in 5 days.
From my understanding, the donated leave rests solely on qualification through FMLA.
And that's where I asked and she didn't.
Okay,
I
yeah,
don't know if
that's
that was
what
discussed further between the department heads, or if there was some
Yeah, 'cause
extreme circumstances that could change things, or.
I think we hashed that over a few times, that we wanted to be able to give if it worked, but it all came down to for some reason you have to qualify for an FMLA event.
Okay.
So you could, ideally, not that you could, if you were distraught, you lost this family member, there's nothing saying you can't qualify for some FMLA leave, and then we'd be able to donate to that individual,
But they would have to request that.
Yes.
Is how it specifies.
Yeah, yes.
And see, that's where I was just saying, a lot of those people are just not.
They
willing.
won't, I know.
I was just trying to take care of our fellow employees.
I like that a lot, but then
That's all I
apparently
was-
it creates too many blurred and gray lines is how the conversation went around.
Okay, I was just making sure that was
Yes.
discussed further.
Yes.
I think we should probably talk about that just a little more. I've recently had an employee that went through that.
Same. And I hate to say it, but we've talked it in circles 5 different ways, sideways with everybody. I mean, you've been in these meetings, we come to the same conclusion every time.
I don't know if you can cover every situation.
You can't, that's the
I
problem.
just don't think you
Because we're
can.
humans.
And I think we should leave that up to the department heads.
That's what it came down to for figuring out how we can provide more support to our employees. And then everything we came down to is it's very situational. So if you can make it work with your employee, depending on what is going on, then you know we'll do that. Department heads should be doing that. Then that way it isn't procedure, this is just general policy.
And if people want to donate time to it, I don't have a problem with that personally.
Well, yeah, none of us did.
Well, and that's where I guess I was saying, you know, if someone wants to say, hey, this person's struggling, I want them to be able to take the time off, you know. If it's just me, myself, and I say, hey, here you go, is there a circumstance in there that I could do that? I think that's,
Currently not.
I guess that's all I was, you know, just to, like I said, help out our employees.
Right. And that was my understanding that we're not supposed to do that without their request or the FMLA, it's something HR. But this is all, again, I'm getting this just from the meetings that we had, because we, you know, I think Ron and I were going through some stuff with our staff, and we really wanted to give. It was like, you can to an extent, and here's the line, so, yeah.
Did you guys talk in your meetings about the 30 work days versus 30 days?
Yeah, I was trying to look that up on FMLA to see if that was like an appropriate definition, because it's clearly in there for a reason. I don't know.
And it's in the old version.
Yeah, yeah.
It's in the old version.
I'm guessing it just didn't get
Yeah.
changed, but I was looking up
I
FMLA.
couldn't find any of my notes, but I know doing a little Google searching on catastrophic illness, on the computer, it just talks about an employee extinguishing all of their paid leave time and being off for an extended period of time. It doesn't define it by a number. It just said an extended period of time.
Sure.
And certainly still some judgment there as to what that means, but it does, you know, if you were to hold hard, fast a number, what happens when you run into a situation where it's 1 less or 2 less than that? Now you say, sorry, but our policy says, you
So-
know, and do you want to offer language that would give that opportunity, or do you want to put a hard, fast number to it?
So your suggestion is instead of 30 working days, just have it be extended period of time, because they have to get a certified licensed physician
Correct.
to, anyway, so it doesn't really matter, it's not up to us.
That's my thought, but
That'd be a simple fix.
So instead of 30 days, it would be extended period of time? Is that what you said?
Yes, that's what he was thinking. Because I can't find, the FMLA definition doesn't have a day amount, so I'm wondering if that's just kind of an old.
I'm guessing it was taken from a prior employer that we used for a template here, but who and where, I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not seeing anything on the 30 days.
But it's an odd way to describe it, at least in today's world. 30 would seem like a calendar day, or loosening it up, and like I said, what I was reading on some law sites on defining catastrophic illness was an extended period of time.
Do you think this needs to go back to the drawing board?
I mean, it's not,
No,
I mean, it's not really changing the intent
it is not.
at all. It's just addressing a sentence, really. And granted, yeah, there's, you know, it's a current situation where you could have a situation where it doesn't quite meet it from a workday definition, but does in every other category, and extended period could address even a semi-short time period. Like Shelby said, you still have to get the medical certification for this to even qualify, and the employee has to request it before it's even gonna get received by fellow employees or fellow county workers. So you've got two steps that gotta be met first anyway, and if it's gonna be for a very short period of time, many employees might not even want to go through the bother.
So that would read, on their normal schedule for a extended period of time due to the need, okay.
Yeah, I think that could fit in there, just that way.
I found a really old version that says potentially extending beyond 30 working days on the FMLA site, but it's not how they currently list it, so.
He just left. Okay. Didn't know if he had any input on that, so. So there would be two changes. Any opposition to those two changes, fellas?
Down here.
Okay. Well, we need to approve this or not.
So we're taking 30 days out, right?
And putting an extended period of time in place of that.
Yeah, it's been out for 3 weeks, but not qualifying.
I was gonna say, there's a total of 5 changes, but 2 that was additional to what was
Correct.
presented.
Yeah, yeah.
What was the fourth one then?
The vision.
That's a good catch. Since we listed the other one, I don't know why. Yeah, I don't know why it's listed. I think the definitions are from somewhere, so.
All right, nothing.
Is there
Can
a
I
motion
just-
to approve it?
Yeah, can I just get by just making a motion to approve the 5 changes? Or do I gotta list them?
I will list them in my notes, so that way we have them noted for
Okay.
the minute's sake.
Okay.
Could we list that it's approving just like these sections as a whole?
What the motion will be is they'll approve the.
The updated handbook.
Updated handbook changes, but in the description, in the discussion,
It'll-
I will list what was
Sure.
discussed to approve.
Sure.
For a minute's sake, but the motion can say approve the changes as presented.
Okay.
That's what you said, right?
Yeah.
I thought so.
Gosh, I mean, it's almost like you're a ventriloquist.
Second.
All right, that's been moved and seconded. I'll call for a vote. Primer, aye.
Seaman, aye.
Your shank eye.
With the handbook changes, I like the changes noted in the description, so we have something to refer back to.
That makes sense. And then I guess I'll get all of that to Julia and have her put it together and send it out.
Yeah, there it is, thank you. Anytime you are.
Okay, I'll make a motion. That was
This-
for the retail alcohol license for Walnut Ridge venue to 12 months.
Second.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded to approve that Class C retail alcohol license for Walnut Ridge. I'll call for vote. Primer, aye.
Seeing none.
Pure aye.
Front, back, where do you want it signed?
Up front is fine, please.
Well, Myron,
Bridge contractor removed a bridge on 17th Avenue just south of 66th Street Drive earlier this summer, replaced it with a twin box culvert. That job got finished up last week, rocked and opened up. With the new structure, or the old structure had weight limits on it. So I got a resolution to remove those weight limit embargoes on the old structure, so those that use 17th Avenue could now use that 1.5-mile stretch with no restrictions. It hasn't been the case for the last few years. We had replaced the bridge earlier on the south end of that 1.5-mile stretch, so.
So moved. I'll move we replace or eliminate the bridge embargo on 17th Avenue in Big Grove Township.
Second.
okay, that's been moved and seconded. Remove that embargo. I'll call for vote. Primer, aye.
Seaman, aye.
Pure aye.
Thank you. You'll assign a resolution number to this then?
It'll be 109.
Okay. I would recommend we jump to maybe reports before we get into the evaluations. Any reports?
Meeting last Thursday. That whole thing is mixed up because of
Are you talking regional mental health?
yeah,
Yeah.
and the whole thing's messed up because we're changing areas.
Yeah.
We didn't have much really, but it's gonna be a mess.
Yep. Yep. Do you have anything?
Had EMS last Tuesday night. Good discussion. EasyCog Thursday afternoon. Eastern Iowa Trust Fund, we're gonna help fund another house south of town here. Raycom Thursday morning. What can I say about Raycom? It's sad. But anyway, last night was
Why is it
conservation.
sad, let me ask? Are they not getting things
We just
tied up?
keep pushing it off, pushing it off, pushing
Little
it off.
things. Nothing big. The system is in and works good.
Well,
It's,
that's what I thought.
little
So-
things at a site that might need attention. Nothing big that keeps anything from working. But it's holding up the final payment. And it's on them. It's not ours.
Yeah, see, that's when they asked me yesterday, or Thursday during the meeting, if they could send the final payment. And I objected, no, not, you got 30 things on the list to take care of.
That's a
You take
pretty
care
good
of it.
list.
You take care of the 30 things and we'll send the bill, simple as that. Because we still haven't done our final walkthrough.
No.
And I'd love to do it before there's snow on the ground.
And we were requested to wait until we had everything done. So, we're waiting.
Okay.
So then last night was conservation, so I was kind of short and sweet.
So, these, are they gonna get it done?
They've been saying it for 2 months, they're gonna get the list knocked out. They get 2 or 3 things done every week, they're not gaining, but he assured me that
problem.
they were gonna get everything done here in the next 2 weeks, so we'll see.
How much are we holding back?
Oh, 700 and some thousand.
But you'd think they'd be kinda anxious to get that wrapped up.
They've had some, I don't know, people have moved on from the company or what, but we've had numerous folks at the end of the project that we never had in the beginning of the project. I assume they've had people move on to different jobs. I guess I don't know that.
I think we went through 4 project managers. So when they get a new project manager, he don't know what took place. Like I said, that's,
I think that's probably part of the issue, but
Kinda like a watershed scenario, huh? Okay.
it's not our issue.
Yep, yep, okay, all right.
that's it.
As far as myself, I had a Heartland meeting that I could not attend, but the sheriff attended.
Did attend.
And I don't know if you had anything to report for that?
All the numbers and everything they reported, there was no, we didn't see any big increases on anything. I don't understand, I'm not in the insurance business, so I don't understand a lot of their terminology.
Takes a while to get into.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, but I appreciate you attending that. So, okay, very good. Why don't we go on into the evaluations then? Okay. I'm going to read this statement. This is employee performance evaluations for employees under the Board of Supervisors' direction. Possible closed session, depending if the employee wants it to be pursuant to Iowa Code 21.5(1)(I), to evaluate the professional competency of an individual whose appointment, hiring, performance, or discharge is being considered when necessary to prevent needless and irreparable injury to that individual's reputation, and that individual requests a closed session. Whew. Yeah. Okay, so Ben, you're listed first here.
Okay.
Do you wish a closed session?
No, we'll do it open.
Okay. Did you do a performance review?
Yeah, you guys need a copy of it, or?
Please. Oh, okay.
Thank
You
you, sir.
did you do one on your own,
Huh?
like that? Self-eval?
Oh, I just thought I had to do this part.
Okay.
I was misunderstood what was said.
It all works. It all
I don't know, I didn't know which one was what.
That's fine. So I guess I'll just ask on some of these, you know, this other sheet, do you have any goals you'd like to accomplish in this upcoming year, Ben?
Work on getting the sheriff's office IT looped into all of our department and tackle that whole beast, I'll put it that way. And continue with kind of offloading and training Chris with stuff overtime as well.
Well, you mentioned, Chris, how is his training going?
Good.
Good. Meeting all your expectations? Wonderful.
Picking up on everything pretty quickly and kind of showing something new almost every day or week. And
Well, I think, you know, government is, IT's probably a little different than, yeah,
Mhm.
the private sector. You fellas can chime in anytime, but I'm going down the list.
Yep.
You see any changes for the upcoming year?
Something I can foresee.
Other than adding the sheriff's office completely?
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah. Is there anything the board can do to help your department? Stay out of the way, right? Let you do your thing.
I don't know at this time, I'm not having any struggles with anything where I need you to step in and help out or assist with anything that I can think of.
Okay.
Really.
I mean, you got ample space, et cetera. Okay.
How they coming on the update on the new wiring and everything in the courthouse? That done now?
All the courthouse has been totally rewired with Cat 6A. Secondary roads, they just finished that up. Oh, what was that, like 2-3 weeks ago? And Chris and I spent, what was it, the Wednesday before, was it Wednesday? It was the Tuesday before Thanksgiving that we switched everything over from the old rack to the new rack and got everything all terminated and set up.
That's
for
still upstairs in the desk bowl?
Yeah. So I ended up finding we'll see how well it works. It's a network rack that actually it has fans in the front that pull air, and it actually takes, 16 by 20 furnace filters in it to filter out the air.
Cool.
I was trying to find one that worked with standardized filters, that way you're not having to buy a specialized filter all the time, because I know Doug says, I think he changes the air filters up there on those units like every 2 weeks to a month, because that's how dusty they get on the heater and air conditioners up there.
But that's a 16 by 20, you said?
Yeah, there's 2 of them that pull, that's in the front door of it, so.
Well, that
So
should
it's
be pretty
pretty
standard.
quiet, it's not too loud, and Ben says the noise doesn't bother him, so. That was my biggest concern when I put it up there, was the noise, if it was gonna be like really loud, but it wasn't too bad. And Ben kind of rearranged around a little bit up there with where his desk was, and we kind of put this in the corner of the office space up there.
Against, like the west wall? Okay.
Yeah, kind of nearby those windows up there.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And not really against the wall, there's enough room to basically walk all the way around it. but
Okay, okay.
But then the wires just come straight down through a tube out of the ceiling.
From the ceiling. Got it.
So they
You know,
did.
originally we were talking about building a room and all that, and then I haven't heard nothing.
Yeah, we didn't really have the space or the ideas for it, so. We worked with what we had.
No problem.
Bless you.
That helps out a lot over there with having that actually wired now, because now we can go to the port and know what port is what, and before it was, some of the cables were like, buy a 50-foot cable from the store and run it through the walls and plug it in, and that was it. And kind of a guessing, well, does this work or not? Or whose port is this, until you figure out what's connected, so.
Well, the sheriff's office, that's kinda on their own, right? You haven't been,
Not really. I mean, Ron showed me some stuff over there. Friel has talked with me a little bit, but I haven't like gotten full access or anything like that. I'm hoping before we step it over there, I'd like to have, I need to check with them, but have ICIT, the IT group for all of us in the state, when we go out and do audits. They did one at the courthouse before I had started. I'm hoping to have them go over there and do an audit to basically give me they'll give a report, and they can give a report to the board, and it gives a rundown of what issues they found and what, you know, are high priority, what, kind of give you a working order to go through and figure out what needs to be fixed, updated, vulnerabilities, all sorts of stuff.
now down the road, we got plenty of room for backup on our computer systems then? 'Cause I mean, it seems like every month or 2 months, seems like you're ordering more backup, you know what I mean?
Well, I was working on replacing, those previous ones were working on replacing servers that were old and decommissioned, or working on getting decommissioned here, so.
Okay. So it's all Greek to me, so.
Mhm.
All right, that's all the questions I got.
Any questions, Gary?
I think he's doing a good job. I would appreciate everything you do.
Thank you.
I made a few comments, if you wanna read what my comments are, and I don't know, maybe Rick did too, but you'll have to sign it after you read the comments, and
Okay.
Julie will get these after this.
Okay.
We, within the last 2 weeks, Ben and I had the opportunity to sit down and kind of talk about what he's gonna do in our office, and this, folks coming in to do this audit and all this stuff, so. We're in the plan.
Good. Good. Okay.
Actually, I just put the comments here, which is what I had talked to you, you know, so I just finished that, I signed it. I signed that, and they turned in also.
What about me?
Sorry.
We were talking about
Right,
robots,
stick.
that's just one of the forms you make you quiet today.
Thanks,
I'm
Ben.
always quiet.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you have your copy? I'll make sure Julie gets these things, so,
They said we slide them with the door.
okay.
Do you need a paper clip for each person, make it easier?
We only got two.
I bet they can sort it out.
Okay, well, I just,
Yeah, we're good.
Get a nice thing in a Dropbox or something like that, you know, locked. Doors. Grace, before we get started, did you have a self-evaluation to hand to us?
Yeah, since I've already done my annual review with the Board of Health, it's just
Right.
the same self-evaluation forms that I provided.
Sure.
So, yes.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Ben.
You, Ben.
see you.
See ya.
Well, Grace, would you like to go into closed session pursuant to Iowa Code 21.5 1I?
Open's fine.
Open, very good.
The performance review period is up at the top. Like I said, this is the one I provided them, so it's June 23 or June 22.
I did see your email, I just thought of that. I didn't have time to look at it this morning, so when I
that's
get
fine.
back, I'll write myself a note, because I had other stuff calling me right away, so.
Oh, no, that's fine. It's a lot. And it's
No, I know you were
complex
talking about
question.
budget, so I just remembered that, so,
No, that's perfect.
sorry about that.
No, you're good. I was kind of working on it for myself, and I was like, oh.
Well, it's one of those things that you need to get off your mind. and-
Yes, it was sitting there kind of on my to-do list.
Yep,
so.
nope, you're fine. I wrote myself a note because as it just dawned on me, like, oh, I've been researching Iowa code for a city, so.
Gotcha.
Too many sheets. Gentlemen had a chance to look over her performance review? Perform? What questions might you have for her? Anything, Gary?
What's happening with, new, I don't know if it's new or not, but what are you doing with the vaccination program or?
Sure, yeah, so we were officially approved for the Vaccines for Children, the Vaccines for Adults program through the state, which is wonderful. And Monica has been really instrumental in really getting those projects off the ground. Her clinical background and nursing knowledge has been really vital. So currently we have the immunizations and all the supplies on hand. It took a really long time for us to get our fridge and freezers. We saw a couple setbacks there with the equipment, and then we had to have a mandatory kind of monitoring period before the state would then approve those vials to be sent to us. But right now we are all set up and ready to go. Just this past week we had the rest of our flooring installed, so now we can kind of do our final moving around of our clinic space, and then after that we're ready to go. Unfortunately, due to some of the setbacks that we saw with just kind of getting the programs off the ground and getting those machines working, we did kind of miss that kind of key window early in the fall prior to school starting, which was unfortunate, but we have both of those programs kind of up and ready to go. It's been a labor of love, and I am really proud of the work Monica and I have done to get us both approved for both of those programs.
The kids in the schools, majority of them all been vaccinated, you know, are they up on the shots or do they hold a
Yep, so
religious card?
we've
Quite a few of them.
completed all of our school, our K through 12 immunization audits for the year, got those submitted on time, and we have those records saved in Iris, our results. I'd have to go back and look at the exact numbers, but the percentage of children who had some form of valid certificate, which is either a certificate of immunization, a medical exemption certificate, or a religious exemption certificate, that they had something on file, I believe was over 90%, which is great. That's wonderful on behalf of families, and of course our school administration, our school nursing staff. So yeah, those were some really great numbers to see, that we had something on file for I believe over 90% of all the students.
Good.
And we are all in all Benton community schools, obviously all Benton-Shellsburg schools. We're out in Belle Plaine at the intermediate school up in Urbana. So we covered quite a lot of ground this past fall, and it was really great also having Monica on staff, because it means we could kind of divide and conquer, work together on a couple of our larger buildings. But yeah, I was very pleased to see the numbers that we resulted from this year's K through 12 audits.
The new board members working well.
I have had a really great experience with our Board of Health. We have a current meeting this Thursday morning at 7 a.m. And that'll be our last Board of Health meeting for 2024.
I see in your, I wouldn't call it resume,
Performance review.
yeah.
Self-eval.
You would like to see a monthly meeting?
That was just based off of discussions that we'd had with just kind of in the past, which we do. We have our monthly Board of Health meetings. So that was
Say
just
we
kind of
have kind of switched over to that.
continuing on
Okay.
Yeah.
with that, because we've had a lot of really great discussion and been able to get a lot accomplished, especially with hiring of another staff member. So, yeah.
As she said, it's been kind of a formative year, and, you know, having more frequent meetings has been very beneficial, you know, and she and Monica have done an excellent job getting things set up and running. As I had said at the last meeting, and I'll repeat myself today, I would like to see going forth that the health department, Benton County Health Department, gets involved with the wellness program for the county employees to do shots and, you know, the wellness things, simple things, blood pressure, heart rates, you know. Don't embarrass people and like have myself step on a scale or something, but, you know, anyway.
Yeah, Monica and I have really enjoyed being part of the wellness program. We're attending the ISAC, the wellness meeting on Friday, along with a couple other gals in the wellness.
And I think by doing that, it would help on our scores. I know that this year, 4 out of 5 for scoring is the wellness, which goes towards the health insurance discounts. And I think anything they can do to help enhance that is a win. I mean, this department can also help us save, so, you know, on costs like that. So, yeah, and for her, it's kind of she's heard me beat this drum before, but I want to make sure it's, you know, out in the public too, so, yeah. But had her hands full getting things set up and running and equipment, et cetera, getting that kind of rolling, but I think she's done a very good job.
And I've had a lot, I really appreciate all of the work, you know, county IT, county maintenance, construction, I mean, of our new space. Like I said, we just finished getting the floors laid down last week, so feel free to come and check out the space. But have had a lot of really great support, you know, EMA, Sheriff's Office, and helping to actually move some equipment downtown, in the garage. So no, I just really appreciate all the support of my colleagues, and yeah, like you said, it's been a very, very formative year, and I'm very proud of the work that Monica and my department have done.
Going forth, it should become easier because they've got things set up and rolling, and so, yeah.
And she's not afraid to ask questions.
No.
She's really good about communication too, because we've set up projects to help track things.
Yes.
So especially with like the vaccine program, and you've done the babysitting and stuff like that. We haven't necessarily set up new line items, but we've done things behind the scenes that you guys aren't aware of, but we've set up project numbers so we can run reports easier for her, so that it's on the revenue and expenditure side. So if she needs to know, hey, how much money have I gotten in, and we can run a report and email it off to her really quickly, so we're not reinventing these new numbers all the time for projects. We just assign new project numbers with the budget line items that she has, and it helps, I think, both aspects out too. So it just ongoing projects that she does.
Made it a lot easier too for our annual and semi-annual reports that I have to complete for the state, being able to pull those numbers really easily, kind of see you know, how we're doing throughout the year on our programs. But yeah, you guys have really helped set things up really well.
So going forward, is there anything the Board of Supervisors, Gary and I will be gone, and these two will be taking over? Anything that you're going to foresee that the board can help you with?
Really, just I think continuing to have, I don't know if the term is representative, but having, you know, whoever it will be regularly attending our Board of Health meetings, I think is really the only thing. I don't know who that'll be, but yeah, that's really the only thing.
Very good. Have anything for us, question-wise?
I don't think so, no. Like I said, if you want to stop down and see some of the latest updates in the space, you're more than welcome.
I guess, that really looks like a good idea to work closely with the employees of the county to get everything done.
Yeah.
I've really enjoyed being on the wellness committee. We had a lot of really great discussions, and I think we've, as shown by our final results this fall, I think we've done some really great work, and I look forward to continuing to working with the wellness committee in 2025.
They've really had their hands full getting things set up and running, and, something has to give. But I think the county's pretty good shape with that rating, 4 out of 5, so,
Yeah.
wellness rating. Okay. We need your signatures here.
Yes.
My comment was just like I say, beating the drum. So,
Yeah.
just the wellness thing.
Sure thing.
Okay. We'll see you Thursday morning.
Yes, absolutely.
Rick and Gary, the board minutes need to be updated and signed for the end of the year. There's going to be quite a few months. Is there a time frame? Do you guys want to wait until the last meeting to just sign them all at once? To come in kind of the first of the year? Or how do you want to handle that? I just got thinking about that. You guys haven't signed for a while.
I'd like to see it here on the 23rd, because I don't know what the plans are for the 30th, if we're meeting or not. But we know we're gonna have a meeting on the 23rd.
Well, you'll still have to sign for the 23rd in the minute book, so that's why I was just like, do you
Yeah.
want to come back for one, or how do you want to handle that?
Good question.
So, food for thought. I will have as much as I can ready, but just know that,
There'll still be a lag. Yeah,
So-
yeah, I get it.
yeah, I need to get them, I'm getting those updated and printed, but I just wanted
Sure.
to kind of put that in the back of your mind as well.
Is there anything else you need from me?
No, we're good.
Thank you.
Thanks, Grace.
Great.
Is there any unfinished business?
I've had a few people approach me about the road by Pete's addition. So I need to get some more information about where that's at and what's going on with it, but, so that I can maybe answer some questions, but other than that, that's all
I got it.
You have it?
Yep.
It's kind of the backyard for you, isn't it? Yeah, so, okay. Well,
Motion adjourned?
unless you got comments. Okay, all right.
Second.
Been moved and seconded to adjourn. Call for vote. Primer, aye.
Seaman, aye.
Appreciate that.